So is it coming against the background of distrust and suspicion of the commission? And I'm sure that your commission is aware that, you know, at the slightest mention of polling units, of course all ears will be up. This is not the first time that INEC is having to defend, you know, allegations. It's about to create 30,000 extra polling units. I want to believe that you're aware of that.
Well, that's true. You know, it's not just about INEC. I think in this country there's this general lack of trust in anything, you know, especially when if it has to do with government institutions. People just find it difficult to trust, you know, whatever government wants to do or whatever any agency or government wants to do.
So you say that you have received petitions asking for the creation...
Request.
Request?
Yeah, that's right.
How many requests did you say?
3,789 as we speak.
Mostly from what part of the country?
From all parts of the country.
From all parts of the country. Just a moment. I'll let you come in now.
Right.
The reason why it's a bit curious is because of the numbers. Do you think that the request that you're getting, is it in tally with the number of new registrations that have been done? Is it in tally with the collection of PVCs that have been done as well? Or do you think that there's a disconnect?
Let me explain it this way. You know, the population is growing. You know, between, for instance, 2015 and now, more children have been born.
There's no doubt about that.
That's right. And in the last 10 years, we have people dying, we have people being born. So, and people are moving from one part of the country to the other, right? And we have approximately 120,000 units all over the country, but they are in specific places. So when new settlements, look, if you travel across this country, you know, from Ibadan, from Lagos to Ibadan, to the northern part of the country, about 10, 15 years ago, those places that look like forests, you now find settlements in them.
No, my thinking is,
you know,
INEC must be able to say that this, I think that INEC has a certain number of people per polling unit. You must have a maximum number of people whom you expect at a polling unit. Is that right?
That's right.
If that is the case, it means that when you see your registration figures going up, you should expect that you should have an additional certain number of polling units in relation to the number of people that have been registered. Isn't that right?
This process we are undertaking has not been concluded.
No, you haven't answered my question.
Right.
The question is, if indeed the population, the voting population is increasing, INEC by itself should be able to estimate in which areas this polling units will be needed in relation to the number of people who have registered. Isn't that right?
That's what we are trying to do.
No, that's not what you have said.
What
you're saying is that you have received requests.
We have received requests.
Yes, and you are doing your assessment based on the requests that you have received.
Let me also explain this way. Look at the continuous voter registration we started. We started at the local government headquarters, 774. But we discovered that people were also requesting for more centers to be opened, you know, and we responded as much as we could, as much as our power could carry, to open up these centers. You know, this is a large country. You know, the population is huge. You understand? And you know, we provide services, and we want to open up space.
Mr. Rotimi, I just want to come in here because if you look at, you know, what the speculation is out there, you know, you've cited general distrust of government institutions, which may very well be correct, but the issue here is whether or not there are 30,000 new polling units potentially coming up, and even more specifically, there's an allegation that 21,000 of those potential polling units would be going to the north and only 9,000 to the south, with, of course, attendant electoral implications. Can you say that there's absolutely no truth to that based on the requests that you have referred to?
Now, you know, I'm a journalist, proudly so, and in journalism, facts are sacred. You know, the whole story is based on a leaked memo. And if you look at the leaked memo, it doesn't even contain all the narratives that is in the media. It's like somebody got hold of our memo and went to some people and said, look, this is what INEC is planning to do. What does the memo say? The memo is to the states to say, give us information on 4 items, 1, 2, 3, 4, to help us make up our mind on what could be done about the polling units profile across the country. So it's not as if a decision has been taken. But because mischief makers want to create some scene out of that, the idea of bringing in the previous commission or 30,000 does not arise at all, because this is a different case. We have not said that we are establishing 30,000 polling units. We are looking at possibilities because, look, when people, we're a government agency. This is about democracy. If people say we have new settlements somewhere in Abuja and we don't have a polling unit and we want to vote, we want to register, it is incumbent on us to also respond to them. And we have criteria for doing all these things. So, this idea of, trying to whip up sentiments, this North versus South, is not going to help us.